Good evening. How are you all? Good evening, everyone. So, I welcome you all in today's PPB session. So, you have your PPB session, Module A, Unit 1 means Banker Customer Relationship session here. So, I will be discussing some important theory plus related MCQs. So, this is actually the overview of whole banker customer relationship. So everything is actually discussed in detail in the batch itself. There is a batch that is going on Oliveboard app for the October November examination for you all. So if you want to study everything in detail, in concept, everything in the depth, then you can take that course of mine as well as complete whole batch, that is super elite batch for all of you. But in this class we are going to discuss the overview of the banker customer relationship. Okay, done. Okay, so let's start with the class. Okay, so first of all, the basic introduction. Okay, first of all, what is a bank? First of all, the basic introduction is what is a bank? Bank is what, or what is the function of a bank? Banker. So bank's main function, the main objective of a bank is to accept a deposit for the purpose of lending. So this is the main function of a bank. Bank are accepting a deposit for the purpose of the lending. So these are the main function of a bank. But beside these main function, there are some add-on functions which is also known as ancillary function of a bank. For example, they can collect check on the behalf of the customer, they can pay bill on the behalf of the customer, they can lease out the locker to the customer. So these are some of the add-on functions of a bank. So there are two main functions: acceptance of deposit for the purpose of lending, as well as some ancillary function of a bank. And for all these functions, via all these functions, there are different relationship that arises between a customer and a bank. There are different type of relationship that arises between a customer and a banker. Now, what are these relationship? This is the most important part of complete chapter. So we are going to discuss different relationship of a bank and a customer, means how are different relationship between a bank and a customer. Okay, so let's start with the very first thing, that is the debt creditor and the creditor debtor function. So there is a very general conception about the debtor and creditor relationship, that bank act as a creditor and customer act as a debtor. But if we talk about the banker and customer relationship and the debtor and the creditor relationship, now the debtor and the creditor relationship that exist between a bank and a customer can be of vice versa nature. Means bank can act as a debtor as well as a creditor, as well as a customer can act as a debtor as well as a creditor. Now, in which case, let us discuss it with an example. First of all, if we talk about a case where a customer is creditor and a bank is debtor. This case is, for example, my name is Afreen, you all know. Okay, I am your teacher. Now, I have a account in HDFC Bank. Okay, now I have deposited my 1 lakh rupees in HDFC Bank, and this deposit can be of saving or can be a fixed deposit, anything. So I have deposited, I have opened account in HDFC Bank, I have deposited my money in HDFC Bank. Okay, now in this case, if we clearly see that I means customer is actually crediting money to the bank account which is in the bank. Now, in this condition, because my money is actually due on the bank, because bank is responsible for this 1 lakh rupees. I can go anytime in the bank. I can demand any time that please give back my 1 lakh rupees. So now in this case, the actual due is on the bank. So in this condition, the bank acts as a debtor, the one on which the amount is actually due. And I act as a creditor, means customer is a creditor. Okay, because I am crediting this money to the bank account of a bank. So in this condition, customer is acting as a creditor and bank is acting as a debtor. Now, let us discuss a vice versa situation. For example, now I am a customer and I have demanded a car loan from HDFC Bank. Okay. So now the HDFC Bank is giving me the car loan. I have demanded a car loan. My profile is good. Now the bank is actually giving me money as a loan amount. Now in this condition, the money is actually due on the customer, on me, because I have borrowed that money from the bank for buying a car. So in this condition, the customer act as a debtor. Now the customer is a debtor and bank is acting as a creditor. Customer is a debtor and bank act as a creditor. Clear? So these are the two conditions. Debtor-creditor relationship. In a debtor-creditor relationship, always remember bank is a debtor and customer is a creditor, and customer can also be a debtor and bank is a creditor. Both the situations are correct. In the first case, if we talk about this, then when a customer opens an account in a bank, okay, and in this condition, a customer is depositing his or her money to a bank. Now, in this condition, the money is due actually on the bank. So, bank act as a debtor and customer act as a creditor when a customer deposit his money with the bank. Okay. Now, in the second condition, when bank lends money to the customer as a loan amount, now the money is due on the customer. Now, the customer is a debtor and bank is a creditor. Clear? Very easy. And a debtor-creditor relationship. Yes or no? Done? Okay. Next is bank act as a trustee. Now, in which condition bank act as a trustee? Okay, a trustee is a person or a firm that hold or administrator any type of property or asset and that act in the best interest of the third party. Means if any person is safeguarding any property or any asset of a person, then he or she is acting as a trustee. So bank act as a trustee in which condition? For example, I'm a customer. I actually given some of my valuable assets or securities to the bank for the safekeeping of these security. For example, I have given my securities, equity shares, papers to the bank. I deposited these papers to the bank for the safeguarding of these paper. This is my valuable item. This is my important and valuable item. And the bank is now responsible for safeguarding of these valuable assets. So actually, I am trusting my valuable assets with the bank. Now, in this condition, bank is acting as a trustee. A trustee is a bank who actually perform every function that benefits me or that safeguard my property. That is known as a trustee. So, a trustee is a person that hold or administer property. Trustee are required to make decision in the best interest of the beneficiary. So, if a customer keeps certain valuables or securities with the bank, now if any customer, for example, I'm a customer, I'm keeping certain valuables and securities with the bank and deposit certain amount of money for a specific purpose. The bank decide acts as a bailee also act as a trustee. Now, what is bailee? We will discuss in the next slide. So, next slide, the condition is actually bailer and bailee. Please remember this. In a bailer-bailee concept, in a bailer and a bailee concept, one is acting as a bailee and the another is acting as a bailer. Now, in a bank customer relationship, bank always act as a bailee and customer act as a bailer, and the vice versa is not true. Yes, see, in debtor creditor relationship, the vice versa is actually true, but in a bailer bailee concept, the vice versa is actually not true. In every condition, the customer act as a bailer and the bank act as a bailee. Now, in which condition? Same condition as the trustee. Bank act as a trustee as well as a bailee. For example, a customer is depositing some of their valuable items with the bank. For example, I am keeping my securities with the bank. I am keeping my property documents with the bank, so that the bank can safeguard this document and act in the best interest of mine. So in this condition, because I am depositing my valuable item with the bank, so I act as a bailer because I am giving my valuable items to the bank. And the bank is acting as a bailee because the bailee is the one who is responsible for safeguarding that valuable item. So in this condition, always remember, bank is a bailee and a customer is a bailer. Bailee means receiver of that good. Bailer means giving, or the one who is giving that product. Okay, clear? Yes or no? So the when customer deposits certain valuable items or bonds or securities for their safeguard, then the bank becomes a trustee as well as become a bailee and the customer becomes a bailer. Now, the bank is responsible for the custodian of that security, and if there are any losses that occurred in the negligence or due to any negligence of the bank, then the bank is responsible for safeguarding the right or the loss of the bailer. Okay, just a second. Done? Clear? Okay. Now, the next relationship is the agent principal relationship. Now, the next relationship is the agent principal relationship. Now, who act as an agent and who act as a principal? So, before the this, that who act as a bailer and who act as an agent and who act as a principal, let us discuss who is our agent. So, agent is person who perform any function on the behalf of the principal. The principal is the person who is giving the authority to the agent to perform some function on the behalf. For example, if I am here, I am authorizing you that please do this function on behalf of me. Then I act as a principal. Principal is the person who is ordering the agent to perform some function on the behalf of the principal. And the agent is the person, means you are that person who is performing that that function. Now, the agent principal relationship in a bank and customer relationship, always remember that bank act as an agent. No, bank act as an agent and the customer act as a principal, and the vice versa is not true. Yes, the vice versa is not true. Now, in which condition? So there are various ancillary functions of the bank. For example, bank are paying electricity bill of the behalf of the customer. Bank are collecting checks on the behalf of the customer. So in these function, bank actually performs the function on the behalf of the customer. See, I'm a customer, I'm ordering, bank said, please pay my electricity bill regularly, pay my insurance premium regularly. Now I am ordering bank perform this function on my behalf. Because I am ordering bank, so I am a principal. And bank is performing this function on the behalf of the customer. Now bank act as an agent. So clear? So agent principal relationship, the vice versa is not true. Next, lesser and leasy concept. See, do not get confused with the bailor bailey and lesser leasy concept. So in bailor bailey, bank act as a bailey and customer was the bailor. Yes. But in the leasy and leaser concept, bank is a lesser. Yes, bank is a lesser and customer is a leasy. Now, in which condition? So, bank is actually providing lockers for rent. Yes or no? So, bank is providing a locker in return of some payment for safe keeping the ornaments or the instrument or valuable asset of the customer. Now, customer is depositing what? Customer is depositing their valuable items to bank for the safekeeping in that locker. So bank is actually leasing that space, that locker space to a customer. Okay, so bank, because it's leasing that space to a customer, so bank is a lessor, because bank is giving that space to a customer, and customer is actually having that space for safeguarding or for protection of their valuable ornaments or any of the documents or any of the asset. Now because a bank is a receipt, bank is giving that space, so bank is a lessor, and the customer is receiving that space in favor of the rent, then a customer is leasing. Whereas in the bailor bailey concept, remember that who is giving and who is receiving. So in bailor bailey concept, customer is actually giving some of their valuable assets to the bank for their safekeeping. Okay, so the customer is giving, so customer was a bailor, customer is giving securities for the management of the securities or for the safeguarding of said securities. So the customer was giving in this case, so customer was a bailor, and bailey, bank was the bailey, because bank is receiving that thing. But in lesser lessee concept, see, bank is giving that locker space as a lease component for you. So bank is giving, so bank act as a lessor, and customer is receiving that locker space on lease. So the customer act as a leasee. Okay, so these are two different things. Do not get confused with it. Okay, okay. Last is indemnifier and indemnified. So indemnifier or indemnified, who is indemnifier and who is indemnified or indemnity holder? So bank is indemnified or indemnity holder, and the customer is indemnifier. And what does this mean? See, indemnifier is a person who actually promises the indemnity holder that, see, if any of the loss or damage that happens to you on the behalf of third party, then I will cover the losses of yours. So for example, there are three persons, A, B and C. Okay, now so A is promising B that, see, if B occurs any loss or damage due to C, then A promised to cover that loss of B. Now, in this condition, B is the indemnified, indemnified or indemnity holder, or A is the indemnifier. Okay. Now, in which condition Or in bank customer relationship, who is the indemnifier and who is the indemnified? Always remember, bank is indemnified and the customer is indemnifier. How? See, customer, for example, lost a draft and a customer is actually requested, or customer requested a bank to issue a duplicate draft. Bank issues the duplicate draft, but bank always signed the customer or make customer sign in the indemnity contract. In this contract, bank is saying that, see, you have lost the draft, but if the draft is found by someone and that person encashed that draft, and due to this the damage or the loss has been done to bank. Now in this condition, the customer is responsible for covering all the loss and damage that is done to bank by that third person. So the customer signs that agreement. It means that the customer is agreeing that, see, in any case, if that duplicate draft is found and any third party make the wrong use of that or encash it in fraud, and in this condition, I am responsible to pay all the loss and damage that is done to the bank. So this is the indemnified and indemnity holder. Clear? Yes or no? Very simple. So again, from the first slide, let us discuss each and everything in detail. Bank act as a debtor and customer is a creditor, and the vice versa is actually true. When a customer lent his or her money to the bank or deposit his or her money to the bank, the customer is a creditor and bank is a debtor. But when a bank is giving a loan to a customer, in this condition, bank is a creditor and customer is a debtor. Very easy. Bank act as a trustee and bank act as a bailer and bailee in the same situation. Bank act as a bailee as well as a trustee, bailee as well as a trustee in a situation where a customer is giving some of their valuables like securities or any document for the safe keeping of that document to the bank. Because the customer is giving, so customer is a bailer, and because bank is responsible for safe keeping of that securities, the bank is a bailee or a trustee. Okay, so bailer, bailee, trustee. Next, agent and principal. So bank act as an agent and customer is a principal, and vice versa is not true, because customer is ordering bank to perform certain function on the behalf of the customer. For example, paying electricity bill, regularly insurance premium, or collection of the check. In all these cases, a customer is ordering bank to perform certain functions on the behalf of them. So bank act as a what? Bank act as an agent who perform the function on the behalf of the principal, that is the customer. Next, lesser leasing. In this condition, always remember, bank act as a lessor and customer is a leasee. How? Because bank is giving that locker, safe deposit locker, to the customer for a lease, and that's why, because bank is giving that locker to customer, so bank is a leaser, and the customer is receiving that place on a lease, so customer is a leasee, and the customer can put their valuable items in that asset or in that in that uh, bank locker. Next, indemnified and indemnified holder. So indemnified is the one person who is actually promised to compensate on the behalf of any losses. Indemnifier is the person who is actually promising the indemnity holder that if any of the loss or damages that is done to you on the behalf of third party, then the indemnifier is actually responsible for covering all the losses of the indemnified person. Okay, now in the condition of bank and customer relationship, bank is the indemnity holder or indemnified and the customer is indemnifier. I have given you the example like the issuance of the duplicate draft. Okay, clear? I think all this is clear to all of you. Okay, now let us start with the okay. Let's start. First of all, okay, okay. Let's start with practice question. Okay, first question. Everyone, first question. Choose the correct answer here. Bank is a bailee and customer is a bailer. Bank is a bailer and a customer is bailee. Both the options are correct. Only one, only two, neither one nor two. The correct answer is everyone, please answer the question. Everyone, please answer the question. Okay, I want everyone to answer this question. Please like and share the video. Everyone, guys, please like and share the video. Okay, see, bailer and bailee, I have told you, bank is a bailee and the customer is the bailer. So the customer is the bailer and the bank is the bailee. Means only one is correct. Means B is the correct answer. Very simple. Very simple. Okay, next. When a bank lends money to a corporate person, the relationship between them is off. Bank is lending money to corporate person. So bank is what? Bank is a creditor and the corporate person is creditor. B is the correct answer. Very easy. Yes or no? Very easy. Next question. Next. What is the relationship is created when a bank collects a check in clearing? What is the relationship that is created when a bank collects a check for clearing? Very easy. It is a agent principal relationship. So the correct answer is okay, very easy. Okay, I hope that you have all understood this chapter and meet you in the next class. Please keep on liking and sharing the video to the maximum you can. Okay, if you want to study each and every topic in detail, this is just an overview of the chapter. Not everything is explained here. So if you want to read everything in detail, you can purchase the ongoing super elite batch or the new batch that is starting from tomorrow for the October-November examination cycle. Okay, thank you so much. Till then, take care. Keep uh, liking and sharing the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. Take care, everyone. Bye bye, guys. Take care. Bye, everyone.